The amount of work that you have to do something well is almost always overwhelming. And it's quite shocking, to be honest, when you start doing it. And what ends up happening with almost every project is that you get bored of it. And you're like, this is just a silly amount of work. And it's harder than I thought. And then you get bored of that particular task of doing that particular thing. And I'm almost going to suggest that everybody is going to go through this if you are doing anything that's significant. And significant is that a project is going to take you 10 years. And when you do it, you almost always inevitably get overwhelmed with it. And almost everybody that you talk to, including yourself, is thinking, why am I actually doing this thing? This is kind of a pointless thing. You get to the point where you're so far past what everybody else is doing, they sort of don't comprehend what it is that you're actually doing, right? Like you become so nuanced with what you're doing. And at some point to sort of do things that's good work, it's working on such tiny details that nobody kind of gets what it is that you're doing. And they don't understand why you're working on these tiny little details so much. And what are you doing with your time? And I just encourage everybody, if you are going through this, that is a normal, that's normal for everybody. Um, you will get to a point where it's just so much work and it's so tedious and you want to give up on yourself. It's almost a standard protocol, right? That you are doing something that is inevitably overwhelming and you will want to give up. And everybody goes through this particular step. Um, and frankly, most of the time there isn't really an end point with it, right? This sort of belief that you're doing a project, this sort of project-based things. I don't often believe in the sort of notion of sort of project management and things like that in the way that it's sort of told, is because things of substantial importance are not little tiny things. They're almost always challenging and overwhelming, and you get lost in it. And you're bored. You lose faith, like all of those things. That's very real. And it has so little to do after some point with just project management, because that's the only thing that you're working on, and that's the only thing that you did, right? I want you to know that that's normal and it's okay, right? Like that is a normal day-to-day thing that you're going to experience if you're going to do anything of its significance. And it doesn't matter whether it is, I often think about in terms of research terms, right? But this is true of all walks of life. Um, and you get past the notion of the sort of, I guess, the sexiness of it, right? The sort of novelty of it. And it's just, after some point, it's just work. And you're just putting in more work, more effort, and it's kind of a pointless endeavor, but that's ultimately is the point, is the fact that what else are you going to spend your time on and effort on? So you might as well do something that matters to you, or that is about something that you'll be just proud of in the end of it. Um, don't lose faith. It's going to happen, and you just got to keep going one day at a time. And it's a lonely, tedious process that you will go through with anything, that's whether you're building a new entrepreneurial venture or anything. You just keep taking steps forward. You keep doing good things, and you push away all of those sort of feelings that you're going through of the sort of pointlessness of it, and you just acknowledge that this is it. This is what we do. All right, take care and have a wonderful day.